I wrote this in pieces, between panic attacks, between court papers spread across the table like my life was a puzzle I didn't recognize anymore, between moments where I had to remind myself that I still belonged to me. I didn't have language for everything yet, just feelings that lived in my body. Tight shoulders, shallow breaths, a heart trying to choose the least painful option. There was love where there wasn't supposed to be. Not reckless, not loud, just honest enough to complicate everything. I held it carefully, even when I knew I couldn't keep it. I was still surviving in a space that drained me more than it sheltered me. Still learning how stress can feel normal when you live inside it long enough. Still calculating how much of myself I could give away before there was nothing left. I didn't know it then, but this was the moment my backbone started forming. Not with shouting, not with drama, just a quiet decision to stop financing my own pain. This entry isn't closure. It's proof that even in pieces, I was choosing myself.
Music was like, this nigga proposed to you? I'm like, yep, he sure did. He did, but what's the issue? I said no. I didn't tell him yes. I said no. You knew I was going to say no. He was like, so he got you something for Valentine's Day and he proposed to you? I'm like, yeah, but it ain't even nothing like that. You know I don't want to be with Marlon. You know I don't want to be with Marlon. Like what you doing right now? He was just like, nothing, Kiki. And then he walked out. And I'm just like, the fuck he pissed for? Why are you pissed? We aren't together. We just fooling around. Whatever. Like, yes, I understand that I just found out yesterday that I was pregnant. But at the same time, like, I can't control anybody else's actions. Like I can't. I can only talk to you about it. So when he walked out, I just let that be, because I'm just like, it's whatever. I'm confused at this point, because I got a lot of emotions going on right now, and this nigga acting like that because somebody else proposed to me and I said no. Like, all right, whatever. Okay, so I end up going home. When I got there, I know me and Music ended up talking on the phone, and he apologized, just saying that he just felt some type of way, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, all right, whatever, water under the bridge, because in my eyes, I'm just like, all right, we just fucking anyway. It don't even matter, okay? I ain't got time to baby your feelings on top of Marlon's feelings, and I gotta live with Marlon. So it's just like, I need you to get this shit needs to get together fast. So Marlon ended up coming home. I ain't say shit to Marlon, because at this time I am sick, like literally sick as a dog. When I say, like, I couldn't keep nothing down unless it was Sour Patch Kids and hot fries. I could keep Sour Patch Kids and hot fries down, but anything else, like junk food, I could keep down. Anything else, nah, it wasn't happening. So all I wanted to do was be in the bed. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to be talked to. I just wanted to be in the bed. But you know me, I still had to be a mom on top of that. So still doing my motherly duties, trying to keep up. Whatever. Mind you, the emergency custody hearing with Carter's dad is literally that following week. So I'm just like, in my mind, mentally, I'm trying to prepare for that, because anything can happen when you go to court with Carter's dad. Anything can be brought up. Anything can be said. It's like, let me see how I'm going to protect myself, because we're doing this emergency custody, and I don't have a lawyer. I ain't got no lawyer. It's just me. So what the hell can he say? So next day, wake up, go to work. I'm at work, chilling in my office. Here comes Music. He come in. Hey, Kiki. And I'm like, hey. He's like, come here. And I got up and I went over and gave him a hug. And when I gave him a hug, it's like his smell, because I was already nauseous. I literally was I was nauseous sitting in my office. And at the time, nobody knew that I was pregnant besides my coworker / friend, Talasia, and Music. Those are the only two at the job that knew that I was pregnant. So when I went over to give him a hug, his smell, like, instantly helped me being nauseous. Like, it was so crazy. It's like, I gave him a hug, I instantly wasn't nauseous anymore. It was just like he smelled good. And then I instantly, like, I started to like relax. I don't know, but it felt like, you know how like you've been stressed out for so long and you've just been sick, and then you finally get like some soup and a warm blanket and your grandma's forehead kisses, and you just like, you just melt into it. That's what that hug did, and I was confused by it because I'm just like, y'all know when I was pregnant with Kion, living with Darian, his smell irritated the fuck out of me. It literally made me sick. I was not used to somebody's smell actually bringing me that release that I needed, and I'm just like, this is weird. So I pushed off on him a little bit, and then he was like, "You okay? You feeling okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine. Like, I'm good." And then he put his hand on my stomach. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm good." And then he was like, "Look, I'm sorry for yesterday. I'm sorry. I don't know what that was, but it's like, you my Kiki. It's like, I know you say all the time that like we just fucking, and I know you just using me for my penis." And I'm just like, it's not even like that. Like, you my dog for real. He's like, "But to me, you my Kiki. It's a little bit like you my friend, but it's a little bit more." And I'm just like, "No, we said that we weren't falling in love." He's like, "I'm not saying that like I'm in love, I'm falling in love, or anything like that. I'm just saying that like I look at you as more than somebody that I'm just, having sex with. Even though you just look at me for my penis, I look at you more than that." And I'm just like, "No, it ain't even like that, because you my dog." Whatever. At the end of the day, you my dog. Like, yeah, we doing our thing, but like, you my dog. I just wasn't understanding why you was upset with me when I told him no. He was like, "It's just the fact that like another man proposed to you. That's really what it was." And I'm just like, all right, I guess I can understand that, since I did have another man propose to me, and I am carrying your baby, and it's crazy. So I mean, I get it. And then he was like, "Look, you see something? You see something?" I'm like, what do you mean? Do I see something? He's like, "Look down." And I looked down, and I was like, "Oh, you got in the Kiki 3000s. Remember, I told you that the royal blue and white dunks were I named them the Kiki 3000. I literally named every shoe that he got from that point on. I literally named all of his shoes. Of course, all of them had key at the end. Whatever. But I was like, "Oh, you got the Kiki 3000. He was like, "Yeah, I wanted you to know that, like, I wanted you to see that, like, I wasn't mad at you or anything. And you know how I am with my shoes. And, in that moment when I got these shoes, you was there. So it's like, every time I see these shoes, I think about you. And I wanted you to know that, like, I'm here. You are wearing these shoes. I'm thinking about you. We're good. Like we're good." And I'm like, "Okay, so I guess whenever you wearing the Kiki 3000, like, we good." He's like, "Yeah, it's one of those." I'm like, "All right, okay, cool. All right." Like, "But you remember, you ain't falling in love, right? We no love." He's like, "It's not love. We cool. Like we cool. At the end of the day, you still my Kiki." I'm like, "All right, okay." So we go on about the day, and then I'm trying to figure out, like, around lunchtime, me and Music sit down, and we're like trying to figure out a plan. Like, all right, so we don't know how far along I am. We got to figure that out, because we in Georgia. Like, if you wanted to have a procedure done in Georgia, it has to be within 6 weeks. If it's after 6 weeks, you have to go somewhere else. So I'm just like, all right, let's figure out the money. Let's figure out, like, where we gonna go, like, how we gonna get this thing done, all that. So we trying to talk out the plan or whatever not. So we had to wait till our next paycheck or whatever, which would have been the following week. So I'm sitting up there like, okay, so I gotta go through this a whole nother week, like what? And I'm just like, based on like my ovulation and things, I'm probably pushing 4-5 weeks. So it's like, I can't wait too much long, because if I'm too much longer, then I'm gonna have to go out of state. I ain't gonna be able to go to Atlanta. I'm gonna have to go to either South Carolina or Florida. And I'm just like, who trying to do that? I already got kids at the house. I already got this maniac at the house. And it's like, who trying to have a conversation with why I gotta be gone to another state? Like, nah. So we're ironing out the plans or whatever not. So as the days go by, because we set it up for me to go the following week. I called the clinic in Atlanta. They was just like, all right, we got appointments for next week. I'm like, all right, cool. Set that up. So I'm going about my day, and at the end of the day, I end up getting in my car on the way home. On the way home, Marlon gonna call me. I answered the phone. I didn't answer the phone the first time he called me. I answered on the second time he called me, because I'm just like, You not my man. I don't like you. I don't have to answer your phone call, but you double called me, so it must be important. So what's up? So I answered the phone. He was like, hey, Kid, how you feeling? I was like, I'm fine. I'm good. He was like, so I got a question. I'm like, what is it, Marlon? Like, what is it? He was just like, are you pregnant?